Hi. What a wonderful surprise to see you again. I'm so honored that you kept your word and you've returned for another week of horror. Don't mind the tape. I'm just going to secure you in place. For your own safety, of course. You're watching Killer Kitchen. Now, why don't you have a seat and enjoy the show?
You are a bold and courageous person, afraid of nothing.
Here we go. Seeing as how tonight's premiere circles around what we'd call a circus freak show, I figured what a better representation for a circus than to make our entree this evening our very own pinwheels. And just like all of us, every story has a beginning. And you know, for me, the story, I'm always looking for a good story. I love a well-told story. And as every story has a beginning, every legend eventually has an end. And with that, why don't I introduce you? Well, he needs no introduction. This is the Crypt Keeper.
Shh. There. Isn't he just so cute that you wanna? Whoops. Crypt Keeper here, kiddies. And speaking of kiddies, tonight's sickening saga should be subtitled A Tale from the Crib. Yes, dear fans, I've got a real nursery crime for you this time. It's all about the humble beginnings of my favorite horror hero. So call the babysitter and break out the bath bags as I narrate a nauseating novella with a very special place in my heart. I affectionately call this one Lower Berth.
When there's no peace for the dead, there's no escape for the living.
Is it serious?
Is dead serious?
Just just when you thought it was safe to be dead. Return of the Living Dead, Part 2. Rated R. Starts Friday, January 15th.
They said it wasn't humanly possible. But now you can have all the power and excitement of Nintendo right in the palm of your hand. Introducing Game Boy. It's portable, it's in stereo, and its games are interchangeable. Plus, Game Boy comes with the outrageous new game, Tetris. And for head-to-head competition, use the revolutionary video link and blow your opponent away. Game Boy, only from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power, portable power.
Today, are you afraid of ghosts? Do you get chills from scary thrills? Well, have no fear, because guess who's here?
Somebody seen a ghost?
Based on the hit movie, The Real.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, step right up and be prepared to gasp, to swoon, to feast your disbelieving eyes on the most astounding array of freaks and oddities ever gathered together under one tent. See the piteous products of God's twisted sense of humor. View with your very eyes the alarming consequences of nature's most heinous miscalculations. Witness, if you dare, the results of the most unnatural inbreeding. Man or monster, human or horror, you be the judge and jury. See Fanny the Fat Lady, over 450 pounds of bovine beauty. Pay a visit to the Littles, a family so small they live in a shoebox. Witness the stupefying skull face, a living human skeleton. And finally, our star attraction, the amazing Enoch. A display so bizarre, you have to see it with your very self-same eyes to believe it. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, step right up right this way. For one thin dime and 10th part of a dollar, you may avail yourself of this fantastic exhibit. Right this way, sir. Watch your step. Don't rush. There'll be plenty of room for all. And we shall have repeated showings until every man, woman, and child can avail themselves of this interesting and educational exhibit. Step lively, sir. That's the idea. Feely's fantastic fairway of freak. Showtime now beginning.
Enough!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Enough! What do you think you're doing? Huh? You're a naughty boy! You hear me? Naughty! Come on, get up! Come on!
And now,
Come on!
tons of fun.
Come on!
Introducing Fanny the Fat Lady.
Get in there! Come on! Stay there, yeah?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Littles.
How'd you get out of there? Huh? Tell me.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the star attraction at Feely's fantastic fairway of freaks. The most alarming and unusual oddity ever to be put on display anywhere, anytime, any place.
No, no more. You're done with your feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, look upon Enoch, the two-faced man. How many times, Sickles? How many times do I have to tell you to get him in his cage before showtime?
Yes, Mr. Feely. I don't know how he gets out. It won't happen again.
Of that you may be sure, Mr. Sickles, because the next time it does happen, then I shall be happy to discuss with you the retirement of your most amazing Enoch.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Feely. Without me and Enoch, you're no different than any other two-bit sideshow. He's the only thing you got that's different. Enoch is special. Enoch is dying.
Did you really think you could bribe the company doctor to keep it from me? Well, apparently your freak isn't the only one with two faces, is he? No, Sickles, your meal ticket's godforsaken life is winding toward a merciful end. So please don't tell me how much I need you. We'll play it out as long as it takes, a month, a week. But as long as you own him, then I own you. And we do things my way. Understand, Mr. Sickles?
You've been a very naughty boy, Enoch. You hear me? Naughty boy. Naughty. Naughty.
Hey, you want a taste of our new album, Dr. Feelgood, before it's out in the stores?
Yeah!
Enter the crew contest.
Yeah!
If you have a touch-tone phone, call us on the Motley Crew hotline. 1-900-932-8-CREW.
Yeah!
You could win a personal autograph picture from us or a personal phone call to your home.
Yeah!
While supporting the Make a Difference Foundation. That's 1-900-932-8-CREW.
Yeah!
I know men. I know what a real man wants. I know your desires. I know your secrets. I know your innermost fantasies. I know you want to call me. Just do it. Call me now, and let me make you feel like a real man.
Call toll-free, adults only.
976 Evil, a terrifying new movie from Robert Englund. Don't pick up the phone. Don't pick up the phone. Now, horror has a brand new number. 976 Evil, rated R.
Starts Friday, March 24th at a theater near you.
You know, people like Mr. Sickles really need a good old-fashioned dose of karma. And I get that this is supposed to be taking place in 1933, but the way people treat each other today is really no better than how Mr. Sickles is treating Enoch. And it's really fucked up. But with that in mind, I do have to take my hat off, if I was wearing one. That little exchange between Mr. Sickles and the owner of the carnival. In fact, Stefford Garrison is one of the greatest actors of the 70s. He's been in Jeremiah Johnson in 1972. He was in Carrie, Stephen King's story, in 1976. What's Up, Doc? Again, 1972. I mean, the guy is such a talented actor, and his banter back and forth with Louis Arquette, it really drives home this greed and this power that people feel that they have to have over one another. And it's sickening. And I see it here all the time around me today in our world. You hear it on TV, you hear it on the news, they make jokes about it everywhere. The sooner we realize our own humanity, the sooner we can realize that nobody's right, nobody's wrong, everybody's fucked up, and we need to shut the fuck up and get along. For those of you wondering what my drink of choice tonight is, because I don't have my normal Miller Lite, I was at the store picking up a few items for our entree and came across Cantaritos. Those of you, Doritos soda, it literally is my favorite soda. I can't tell you one flavor they've made I don't like. I mean, even flavors I would hate if it was like by a Coke brand or something like that. And these things literally taste so fucking good. So I had to try the hard soda. 5% alcohol. And I gotta tell you, man, on a hot summer day, or a nice cool spring day, or even here on a nice wet September day, well, I think this will fit just about any time of year. So, I definitely suggest this right here. This is one of the greatest drinks I've had. Doesn't even taste like alcohol. I sat here and drank almost a 6-pack earlier. Fucking caught such a buzz, I ended up passing out for an hour before we got on camera here tonight. Almost missed the deadline to start the show. You don't taste the alcohol, you just start slurping them down. It's just like having a couple of sodas. Very good for tonight's kind of entree as well, because soda and sandwiches just go together. Speaking of, I guess you guys are here to see the pinwheel. So, let's get to the pinwheel. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can do this, and there's really no right or wrong. I'm going to take a tortilla, flour tortilla, and I've actually been letting it sit at room temp. Now what I'm going to do is for this one, because I'm actually going to make a bunch of different ones, I decided. Those of you that remember our pizza, our little personal pan pizzas, I have a little bit of sauce left over in this jar, and god damn it, this jar's taking up room in the fridge. So we're going to use this one to make the first wrap, or pinwheel. And then actually kind of like the pizza itself, you just want to spread it around real thin. You can't do it super thick or you'll fuck up your pinwheel and it'll look like some kind of mutated Jaguar project that... wait, I'm not allowed to talk like that anymore on the air. PC I will never be. Now what I'm going to do is on top of that, before I add anything else, I'm going to take a little bit of some spaghetti sauce. Now this one I did not make. I went and bought this shit. I'm a cheap motherfucker. I didn't feel like spending the time and energy, and I had a little bit of meat and a little bit of pasta, so I threw a spaghetti together. Now, eventually, when I get the fuck out of California, I will be making one of my spaghettis for you guys and one of my chilies. California, it's really hard to come by the meats that I enjoy. And they're very far and few in between. But once I get back down south, I'll be able to get a hold of some good meats and show you guys some good chow. What I'm going to do is, again, I'm just going to take just a tiny bit. I'm not going to use as much as I did the pizza sauce, but I'm just going to mix that in there for the extra flavoring. Alright, now, you fucktard. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of pepper and sprinkle it across. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in the cabinet right here. Oh, fuck me. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Yeah, there we go. Okay. You know, I really wish these salesmen would come into my door. I'm running out of space in the cabinet. This is just some regular average onion powder. Sprinkle that real light right across there. We're gonna follow that up with just a slight touch of garlic. Give this fucker a little kick. Okay, there we go. If you're wondering why when I spread my shit like that, why I'm up so high, it's so the air can take it and kind of spread it for me and I don't have to do any work. It's called let the fucking nature take its course and do your job for you. Your life will be a lot easier. Or let the tool do the job, as my daddy would have said. Now, this is where it gets fun. We're going to start by doing a layer of pepperoni. And see what's fun is with this. These, we're going to chill these and slice them into pinwheels. But this is something you can actually turn into a straight up wrap. Decorate the fucker, take it out, throw it on the grill for a few minutes, char it. Perfect fucking meal right there. I would say it's relatively inexpensive, but we all know that as long as Democrats are in control, nothing is going to be inexpensive and only going to continue to get more expensive. But now, if you can come up forward here, my friends, I can show you what I'm doing. Just one thin layer. Just like that. Almost doing it like a pyramid style. Or a diamond, really. And yes, this can get a little bit monotonous. You just gotta learn to have fun and enjoy what you do. Right. Now, step 2. We're going to add just a little more sauce right across the top of that. On 2 sides. But, you know, there's no fucking color here. We got to fix that. With the mischief of being in a fucking jar like normal people. Never did like these squeeze bottles. Not in the 80s, not in the 90s. Still fucking hate them. I like my shit in the jar. I want to decide how much is going on there. And honestly, if you really can't decide how much mustard you need on your thing without your little squeeze bottle, you need to go back to preschool and go take a nap. Now what we're going to do... Shit, I got to spread that a little bit. Just like that. There we go. Don't want to make too much of a mess now. Poor Cam Pam can't clean up too much. Now we're going to take some chicken. Whoops. For those of you wondering, this is actually white meat chicken breast, lunch meat. You want to try to, if yours pulls apart like this, try to just do the best you can with it. You're never going to get it perfect. A lot of these meat brands nowadays just forgot how to cut meat. I don't know what the fuck. And from there, we're going to take a little bit of sour cream and go right across the top of that. Now, if you guys go with the sour cream, you cannot throw this on a grill and heat it up. You will make yourself sick. And for those of you wondering, why would he say that? I think we know. There's a reason that shampoo bottles say you cannot eat this. You never know what these morons out there in the fucking world will actually do. And I ain't going to jail because some idiot got the bright idea that I fucking did something. No more. I am having fun. I just want to give you guys a good old-fashioned show, watch some fucking horror, and hang out. And you know, I have read some of those psychotic comments out there, some of which have been taken down, and with good reason. And all I can really say is, do you people have mothers? I mean, there is a difference between good old-fashioned horror and just outright vulgarity. Wow! But hey, keep the comments coming, because I love reading them, and I do try to respond. Unless you leave me speechless. At that point, you're just going to get a thumbs up or a heart. However, these days, I find I haven't got much of a heart left to give. But I'm always willing to take one. Don't mind our guest. He snuck in and we didn't even know he was in the house. Alright. Next, we gotta add cheese. And this, for our sake, is going to be pepper jack. This is just not working for me tonight. Everything I touch is falling apart. I guess it's a good thing I told Dr. Frankenstein and Igor that I'd be a little late. Incidentally, that's what the sandwiches are for tonight. I have a late night appointment, and I thought I'd be the one to bring snacks. After all, Dr. Frankenstein is bringing much more than that. Time to go. Now, from that, you just go. Don't bug me, I'm in the middle of something. Anyway, we're going to add a little bit of ham. Again, you just want to spread it out. Now we're going to add a little more mustard. Some more sauce. Yes, the Killer Kitchen is kind of a ramsack jumble fuck for every cat in the neighborhood. We don't know where they come from, we don't know why they come, but they just show the fuck up and get in my house and I don't even realize they're here. You know, it's a good thing for them I have, other tastes. Now we're going to do one layer of bacon. In fact, we're not going to really do a layer. We're just going to throw a few pieces in on top of the ham. One. What the fucking shit? 2, 3, 4. That, I think. Fuck that, no. Take that back. I don't do nothing in evens. Because evens are odds. Now, here's what we're going to do. don't mind the blood. Sometimes things can get a little messy here in the Killer Kitchen. What we're going to do is we are going to roll this up really tight, just like this. And this is why you just want to do small layers. Now what you can do is you can wrap this in Reynolds wrap, something along those lines. But I don't think I'm going to do that this evening. I'm just going to roll it. I'm not even going to tuck it. I'm going to cut these off. Now, take a tray, set this sucker in place. And basically that's the process, and you can choose your meats, choose your toppings. I'm going to throw together a couple more, and we're going to shove these in the fridge. And, you know, I'd say leave them in there for a good 20-30 minutes before you're ready to serve them. In this case, we'll see you in just a moment. Oh, you know, one thing I want to point out, in this next scene, I want to point out the doctor in question, and I want you to remember something. In the number 33 issue of the comic book, the doctor himself actually was an unlicensed, self-proclaimed doctor. And what he brings to the table is much, much different than what you will meet in the live action from 1990. So, just something I kind of wanted to throw out there. A little interesting bit of bullshit that nobody cares about, but I do. Alright, let's roll it. This is good.
You know, special. Everything is.
I see you prefer a lower berth.
Who are you? How'd you get in here?
The door, Mr. Sickles. Call me unconventional.
How about I call a policeman?
Oh, I don't think you want to do that.
Oh, no? Why not?
Because, Mr. Sickles, I'm your salvation. That's why. Dr. Zachary Kling, at your service. Please. Please. Don't let me interrupt your supper.
At your service, you say? What kind of service may that be?
Oh, let's not be coy, Mr. Sickles. I overheard your, shall we say, altercation with the owner. It seems your days here may be numbered. Do correct me if I'm wrong.
Now, what of it?
Well, it just so happens I've recently made an acquisition. An acquisition from which we both might benefit, if you take my meaning.
What kind of acquisition?
Are you a card player, Mr. Sickles?
Now and again?
Myself, I must confess to a certain, shall we say, zealousy for games of chance.
I was playing a gentleman in St. Louis recently. As it happens, a gentleman of distinction on 2 counts. One, he was an archaeologist by trade. And secondly, he couldn't play poker for shit. When it became clear that this gentleman was going to owe me quite a large sum of money, not strictly in his possession, it became imminently clear that something of equal worth would have to be bartered as collateral. Her name's
Mirana, Mr. Sickles. Though I prefer Myrna, don't you? Egyptian slave girl, it was explained to me. Buried alive at 16 for repelling the Pharaoh's advances. Rather a high price for playing hard to get, wouldn't you say? Never able to love. Never able to bear children. Never able to have a normal life. It's sad, really. She's yours for a 60-40 split. Do we have a deal or not?
What's the catch?
I'm afraid I don't follow you.
It's a business of playing people for suckers. Don't play me for one. What do you need me for? Why don't you go straight to Feely?
Mr. Sickles, as I said, I'm a gambling man. I play to win, and winners tend to make enemies, if you take my meaning. In all candor, I need to keep a low profile for a while. The less official my connection with the sideshow, the better.
What about the jewels?
Oh, completely worthless, Mr. Sickles, a mere prop. Look, consider yourself my agent, if you like. I think a 40% commission is more than equitable. I mean, after all, considering your present situation... Good. Let's drink to it, shall we?
Don't mind if I do.
So step right up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and avail yourself of this interesting exhibit. That's the idea. Hurry along, lads. Here we are, sir. That's the idea.
Myrna, the Marine!
And we will have further showings to accommodate you all. Yes, step right in, sir. That's the idea. Feely's fantastic fairway of reach. Showtime now beginning.
Stand clear of the fire eater!
Hey.
Elizabeth! Come here. Come here. Here. Elizabeth, get over here now. What do you think you're doing, young lady? Now you stay away from that thing.
You're a naughty boy. Naughty! What's that you got there? Huh? Give it to me. I said, give it to me. Give it. I'll be go to hell. You're carrying a torch for that old bag of bones, aren't you? You sick, pathetic. It's a family you want, is it? Hmm? Is that it? A normal life. A normal life! A family! Priceless Egyptian mummy stolen.
Look at that! Look at that! Ain't that a show?
One should never argue with Lady Luck. How should one?
We need to talk, Doctor.
Just a few more hands, Mr. Sickles.
Now.
Deal me out, gentlemen.
Madness, mayhem, and that's just the fun part. Welcome to the crypt. You're in good company. Now here's a shocker from the man who gave you 48 hours. Revolting, but so current. Need a little holiday feel? Shall I scare up the man who framed Roger Rabbit?
The killer is here!
You asked for it. You got it. Screaming for more? I have this little number from Superman's Supermaster.
They sought to kill you.
Doc! I wouldn't count on it, but you can count on my directors. 3 Tales from the Crypt, June 10th on HBO. It's a night to dismember.
Warning, strong content. Parental discretion advised.
There's someone out there. No one knows his name. No one knows his face.
Oh no.
But now, the most terrifying man in the city
Officer! Officer! Oh, thank God it's you!
carries a badge.
The head was unstable and there was a deceleration injury. As in your old hanging.
You really think a cop did this? Why not?
You automatically assume that it was a police officer instead of some lunatic dressed up like a cop.
Fight squad.
He'll kill again. He enjoys killing.
He strikes without cause, without mercy.
He may be getting information from inside the department.
That means he is one of us.
You see a cop, you cross to the other side of the street. You're not gonna get me.
Everybody who wants to shoot a cop nowadays got one hell of an excuse.
Since when is my personal life any of your business?
Since your wife was found dead in a motel room.
You gotta be wrong.
You want to see the pretty picture?
Keep your hands where I can see them. Hold on, I didn't do any of this.
When a cop turns killer, you have the right to remain silent forever. Maniac Cop.
Dr. Zachary Kling. is actually played by Mark Rolston. Most of you probably know him from 1994's The Shawshank Redemption, where he played one of the sisters, Boggs. I know him better as one of the Marines from 1986 in Aliens, the sequel to the movie Alien, with Sigourney Weaver. And his portrayal of this character from the comic book, I like the way he was unique in his portrayal. He brought a little bit of himself into the role, and that is a sign of a really good actor. In fact, a bit of interesting trivia, Kevin Yeager, the special effects creator on tonight's episode, is actually Enoch's brother in real life. Jeff Yeager is who plays Enoch, the Two-Faced Man. And I think it's really cool how they collaborated and made it a family project. So, with that in mind, I think we should take a look at our pinwheels and see just what they're doing. Yup, the bitch ain't chilled yet. So, with that in mind, why don't we move forward and get on back to the show, and we'll see you at the conclusion of Lower Berth. Oh, don't be too frightened. This won't take long. And then I'll be back to keep you company some more.
Start explaining, Doctor.
Of course you're upset. You have every right to be upset.
You didn't win that mummy in any card game. You stole it off a boat in New Orleans. What for? The necklace?
Well, I hardly have much use for a 4,000-year-old dead woman, now do I?
And why didn't you just take the damn thing?
Now, look, you don't understand. There's a curse.
You must be kidding.
No, it's true. Whoever attempts to take that necklace will be rendered.
Rendered what?
You know. Unable to procreate, if you take my meaning.
You mean whoever takes the family jewels loses theirs? Yes, thanks. I'll take my chances.
No, Mr. Sickles. You're not listening to me. I hired a man to take that necklace off. That night I found him, he was castrated.
Too bad your father wasn't, if you take my meaning.
Mr. Sickles!
God, Sickles.
Set her up, boys. Come on, 20 minutes to showtime. Let's go.
Enoch, my boy. Seems like you've gotten out of your cage again, doesn't it? And you've been a very naughty boy, haven't you? Yes. Poor Dr. Kling. Myrna, my sweet. You two make a very lovely couple. Did I tell you that? Now, give me this, all right? Myrna, honey. Let me have her, dear. Yeah. Ah, come on, let go of it. You do play hard to get, don't you? Naughty boy.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Feely's fantastic Fairway of Freaks is proud to present a most unusual and alarming oddity. The amazing Enoch, the two-faced man.
What happened? He escaped?
It's empty.
He escaped. He's gone.
They cheated us.
There's nothing there. It's a fraud.
Give it me.
Fraud.
Rather let me direct your attention to our star attraction. From far off Egypt she comes, from the Valley of the Kings. Her tomb carved deep in the cliffs that overlook the ancient river Nile. Inside that very tomb, hieroglyphics tell a tragic tale. Once young and beautiful, she spurned Pharaoh's advances and was condemned to death. Wrapped in ceremonial windings, she was buried alive and placed in this very self-same sarcophagus, which has been her home for the last 4,000 years. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I command you to look upon Myrna, the Egyptian mummy.
Come on, that's it. Come on.
We're looking for Mr. Feely, the owner.
Oh, Mr. Feely?
Yeah, Ernest Feely.
Oh, yeah. He's right over there next to wagons. Right over there.
Thank you. Are you Ernest Feely, the owner? I'm Sheriff Hicks.
Well, if it's about the permit, I have one, I assure you.
No, sir, it's not about any permit. Do you mind if I sit? Mr. Feely, you may not remember me, but we met when you came through here with your sideshow last year. You had some unpleasantness at the time.
Yes, I never did recover my exhibits.
Well, sir, that's kind of why I'm here. There's something I think you ought to see. I'm a local boy, was up and exploring. And he came across this cave here. When he saw what was inside, he came and got us.
Hello?
Mr. Feely. Good Lord.
Owners? What do these things want, and why are they here? You still don't get it, do you, boy? They have recruited the rich and the powerful. They're running the whole show. Wake up! They're all about you, all around you. Blinded us to the truth.
Take a look. They are safe as long as they are not discovered.
I don't know what they are or where they came from, but we gotta stop. Our owners!
We have no other choice.
I've got one that can see.
Mama don't like tattletale.
They Live. Rated R. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
With quality pre-owned cars from A to X, it's the Automobile Exchange in Oxnard.
The next minute is dedicated to those who march to the beat of a different drum.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down, when you're strange. Faces come out of the rain when you're strange. No one remembers your name when you're strange. When you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, when you're strange.
The Twilight Zone, Monday through Thursday nights at 11.
Tommy G meets the Monster Mellows in Count Chocula cereal.
I've created something big.
Big marshmallows!
Huge marshmallows. So monstrously huge, they're Monster Mellows in Count Chocula cereal.
The marshmallowy part of this complete breakfast.
They're so huge, they're...
Monster Mellows. Enjoy.
I will!
Count Chocula and Monster Mellows. Good in a big way.
Oh, sorry, kiddies, but that story just makes me go all to pieces. I was a cute little terror tyke, though, wasn't I? As for Enoch and Myrna, I guess you figured out by now where I get my good looks. Old Two-Face was my daddy, and the mummy was my mommy. Oh, if they'd only lived long enough to see me become a star. We never even got a chance to play hide-and-go-shriek together.
So how do you like that for a carnival treat, my friends? Pinwheel sandwiches. Fit for the pinwheel rides that you'll find only at the local carnival. You know, interesting fact about tonight's episode. The puppet for the Crypt Keeper baby, actually the eyes that were used are the eyes that were used for the Good Guy doll in the Child's Play series. And ironically enough, they looked so good and worked so well, they were the same eyes that went into the adult Crypt Keeper puppet later on that you would see from this point forward. Every time you see the Crypt Keeper, remember, his eyes are the same eyes that Chucky has. So in a way, the Crypt Keeper and Charles Lee Ray are kind of in the same universe. Who knew that voodoo that you do? But I'm so sad at this point because, well, we have nothing left to show. And it's time to fill our bellies and other needs. And I'm afraid, my friends, that you're just not ready to partake in some of that. And some things the human eye must never see. So, as we wind down to a bitter end, I wish you all a fairly well. But remember, we'll be here again next week at the same time with the same slime. But you have been very good. So, as a parting farewell, I leave you with our pinwheel. Go, now, before it's too late.
Ha